Hey everyone, it's Mikey from Magic Adventures. Thank you for joining our show today. So today we have a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about at-home online schooling. Oh, I know it's a challenge. What do we do? Things are different now during COVID. Everything's shut down. Some things are slowly opening. But what do we do about our kids? What do we do about ourselves? What do we do about our education? So today I want you to go ahead, get comfortable, get something to drink, relax, and we're going to talk about a lot of cool things. We're going to teach you how to master at-home online schooling. Now, normally we take you on our Magic Adventures when we're going on all of our family fun vacations, but keep in mind that our channel is a little bit more than just taking on our Magic Adventures. It's also about self-help and self-improvement with a Magic Adventures twist. We have to figure out a way to how to adjust to get our kids and ourselves educated. How do we adapt? How do we make sure that our kids are being successful? How do we make sure that we're keeping our cool and helping? There's going to be a few easy steps that we're going to talk about today that's going to make life a lot easier for you. First, we're going to talk about a few different things that are going to help us psychologically get prepared for everything. One thing very important is to obviously keep an open mind towards everything. Try to see things from a different point of view, not just as yours as a parent or a student, but also think, okay, there's teachers, there's students, there's parents. Everybody's trying to accomplish the same exact goal. Everyone wants to try to get through this, but at the same time, get an education. One of the most important things is obviously be prepared. What do we mean by that? Wake up early, make sure computer's working, make sure the internet's working. If your kids are hungry, have a snack ready, get them something to drink. You want to make sure they have all the materials out there ready before they even walk to that desk. That way, if they see everything laid out, organized for them, it's going to calm their nerves down. They're going to feel very comfortable. The last thing you want is for 5 minutes before class, you realize that your internet's not working, or the website's down, or your kids don't have the proper tools. They don't have their books, their writing materials, their laptop's dead, the router's not working. Now, in my line of work, it's awesome because I have the opportunity to talk to people from every profession. So I will say on a daily basis, I talk to parents, students, and teachers. And when I ask them all, hey, how are you doing during COVID-19? How are you surviving this? Everyone has that very terrified look on their face. And they all admit that they're learning as they go. So let's start with the tips. Treat it like it's a real thing. Treat it like you're actually in class or you're dropping your kids off to school. You have to have that same seriousness in order to get everything accomplished. So what does that really mean? That means you have to hold everybody accountable. Yourself, your kids, and the teachers as well. Now, when we're talking about keeping each other accountable, what does that really mean? First, we'll start from a parent's perspective. We have to make sure that our kids are on time, the same thing as if we were to drop them off at school. So how do you get that accomplished? The biggest challenge we have at our house right now is going to bed too late and waking up too late. During summer vacation, we wanted to relieve stress a little bit. So what we did, we allowed our kids to go to bed a little bit later. They were waking up like around 11 or 12 o'clock. But now that school's back in session, school normally starts for most students between 8 and 8:30. So as parents, get yourselves to manage your kids properly when it comes to bedtime activity. Make them go to bed. They're going to fight you. They're going to want to play with their phones, what have you. But they have to go to bed early. Every day, I have a practice where I'll set my alarm clock at 6:15. Yeah, I know it's early. But hey, do it. Test it out. It'll work. I set my alarm for 6:15. That way I have enough time to get prepared. And I make sure I have another alarm to make sure I wake up my kids to make sure that they're prepared. You know, they still want to get dressed. They still want to do their hair, put on a cute outfit. They want to get prepared as if they were physically going to school. Your kids are going to fight you. Literally, physically grab their hands, slowly pull them up, make sure they're awake. Do not trust the excuse, okay, give me 5 more minutes. No. Wake up right now. Let's make sure you get dressed, and I'm going to make sure that your computer is set up for you. That way, you're good to go. To calm down nerves for our little ones or yourself, set aside a room in your house or desk or table, anywhere. Make it look professional. Make it seem like it's a classroom environment. Now, you kind of want to, if you have to, put a laptop there. Get a pen and pencil. Don't have too many distractions if possible. What I mean by distractions, phones. Make sure those are put aside. Make sure there's not a lot of pets running around. The first few days during class, we were holding, all of our online class sessions in our kitchen. And what was happening was so funny because our cat was literally crawling across the keyboard and it was literally distracting some of our kids. So try to do your best, clear the clutter. Remember, not everybody learns the same way. Some of us like to hear, some of us are more visual. Figure out what's best. Not all of us learn in the same way. So if you find that yourself or your kids are having a challenge that they're not really retaining the information, maybe you might want to have a meeting with your teacher and say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not enough visual time. Maybe there's not enough listening time or lecturing time. It's all about balance, trying to figure out what's the best way that everybody learns and take it from there. Participation. I have a question for you. Back in the day when you're in school, or if you're currently in school right now, do you like participating? Yeah, that's what I thought. So get yourself or your kids to participate. Nobody likes to raise their hand and answer a question, but if they participate, they're going to be listening, they're going to be aware, they're going to retain that information. They might be scared, to participate, but it's going to keep them on guard. Homework. Question for you. Who actually likes doing homework? Raise your hands. Yeah, you're lying. Homework's hugely important. Being that online classes is only roughly about 4 hours of class at most, all the teachers are actually assigning homework. Make sure your kids do it. Just don't take, okay, yeah, I did it. Don't take that for an answer. Double check the work. It's the same exact drill as if they were physically in school. So far, we've covered a few good tips. Do me a favor. If you're enjoying this information, please share it with your family members and friends, but also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Magic Adventures. Online social media, I'm seeing on a daily basis where you have parents that are literally freaking out because they're watching their kids doing the online schooling, or they're doing it themselves for their own schooling, and they're not getting the true higher grades that they want. You have kids that were used to getting A's and B's are now getting on average C's and hopefully not D's or F's. If that happens, don't freak out. It's totally possible to fix this. Well, how do you fix it? The answer is communication. If you communicate, if you notice that there's a problem, if you notice that, okay, your kids are, the grades are dropping or your grades are dropping, or they're not remembering the material, or they're just not focused, communicate. Communicate for one to your kids. Ask them, hey, what's the challenge? What's scaring you? How can I help you? Like the whole Jerry Maguire thing. Help me help you. Okay, I know it sounds corny, but do it. Communicate with your kids and find out what's stopping you. What are you afraid of? How can we help you learn a little bit better? And hopefully they'll give you the truth. Maybe they don't like their teacher. Maybe they're uncomfortable with the whole laptop situation of going online. Maybe they're camera shy. Don't forget, a lot of us, we can speak in public, but the moment that some of us get in front of a camera, totally blank. Communicate with the teachers. As we mentioned earlier, a lot of teachers are kind of freaked out too because they're used to, a person-on-person environment where they can control an audience. But now they're looking at a screen. Now they're trying to, educate kids while they're looking at a screen, trying to look at 30 kids online, and also trying to make sure that they're focused. When I'm speaking to a lot of teachers on a daily basis, that when I first ask them how their job's going, normally it's like this, they'll shake their head, or they'll admit that they're praying that things will change shortly. What I'm getting at, if it's a communication issue where your child doesn't feel comfortable with your teacher, maybe you can let the teacher know that, and they might adjust their teaching styles. They're going to appreciate the input as well, I guarantee you that. If for whatever reason, where you live, if you have a terrible internet connection, a lot of school districts are actually offering a personal Wi-Fi router that's portable. You can take it with you when you travel, but more importantly, if your internet goes down, or honestly, if you can't afford internet, school districts will provide you with a wireless router that your kids can use for everyday online classes. Now, you already know better. Don't abuse it. Don't use it for other things. Leave that device solely dedicated for the online schooling for yourself or for your kids. So what happens if you notice a change in habits or happiness or fun activities and hobbies? It's totally possible that during this whole change during COVID and online schooling that, stress can actually change a lot of our emotions. And we have to have the ability to figure out, recognize it, and fix it immediately. So if you notice, for example, that yourself that you're not really enjoying the normal activities, whether it be shopping, talking on the phone, even going online, or even for your kids, if they used to go on social media and all of a sudden they stopped, communicate, talk about it. If you talk about it, get all the fear out of the way, come up with solutions, I guarantee you things will get a lot better. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Hopefully you found this information useful. Do me a favor, if you did find it useful, share this video with family members and friends, but also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Magic Adventures. I guarantee you in the future, you're going to enjoy it. We're going to have a lot of information that's going to help you out in life. Have a great day, guys.